if I was like, if there really is going to be a rematch with him and Mikuru, if I was Mikuru, I'd want the rematch as soon as possible. I would be pushing for it as soon as possible. I wouldn't want Ren to get a practice fight before me. Has Smoker fought Ren? Have they fought?
Yeah, it was actually Ren's debut, MMA debut.
Who won?
Oh, Smoker whooped him. Just took him down and beat him up. And then it was TKO second round, I think.
Smoker took him down?
Yeah, dude, I can't believe you don't know this.
I've seen Seika and I've seen Chihiro Sawada put it on some boys at JTT, right? So I've seen it happen. I've seen them beat up some of the boys.
Titan Van were officially announced. Probably we'll see Horiguchi Cape afterwards, right? That's kind of like...
I think that's how everybody feels. Other fighters have been talking about that. But yeah, I think Horiguchi Cape, I think that's the fight that makes sense. I've been seeing Cape at the PI training, so like...
Okay.
He's focusing on something, you know?
As far as RIZIN, that's about it for this event. And then I think the next one's April Fukuoka card, which is the same day as Taira versus Van. They're going to do it on the same day.
Well, it's kind of funny. Like I saw a lot of people like saying like, oh, the UFC did this on purpose. It's like, they definitely didn't. They have 128 events a year across all their brands. Like there's no way, you know.
It's just.
But I still think, right, the general Japanese fan is probably going to tune in to watch RIZIN.
Well, the thing is, UFC would be in the morning as far as Japan time, which is very nice.
Oh, cool. So,
but I guess it does cross over. Like the earlier cards would kind of like, you know, cross over. But the main event is probably like 7 at night, and then Taira would probably be at like 1 or 2, maybe 1-ish.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, you can get both if you wanted to. It would be a whole day of MMA if you decided to. I mean, both are interesting fights.
Yeah, the Fukuoka card's pretty good too. And so because Chef's going to be fighting, isn't he?
Chef's fighting, and they're going to announce his opponent sometime this week, I think, very soon. Who knows who's that's going to be? There's
some weird matchups, actually. There's some very strange matchups in my mind on that card, but I think exciting fighters.
Who was weird?
I thought Smoker's fight's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, he's probably fighting some tomato can or something like that, right?
Kind of lame, in my opinion.
We need him to win.
Yeah, but like, I guess. But didn't they just do this with like another guy? Like he had some like American guy that he knocked out in like 12 seconds.
They did that once. He had like a losing streak, and we just needed him to come back.
What about like Smoker and Yaman? Have they fought before?
No, I think Yaman's out I think for quite some time, so he's not going to be fighting anytime soon. So ideally, we just need Smoker to win and Hiramoto to make his comeback, and then they can put that fight together.
Wasn't Hiramoto saying he was going to come back soon? Like, weren't they thinking it was Fukuoka?
I'm actually starting to worry about his injury. It's actually pretty bad, I think.
Hiramoto's injury? Well, he tore his labrum?
God, I don't know the exact details, but
I think he like tore his labrum. My worry was like, just from my experience in Japan, was like, I didn't see a lot of like, and maybe people are doing it, I just didn't see it, like the rehab and like the proper like rehabilitation, so hopefully he did all the right stuff. But it seems like very long. It seems like he should be back by now.
Yeah, he should be back. I think originally he mentioned like by New Year's, and then after New Year's it was like by April or May. I mean, it's not April, like March or April, and then it's not even that. So like it must be taking some time, or it's like worse than he thought. It's not healing as good as he expected.
Yeah, I had a really similar injury, and I was back in like 5 months, 6 months.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it was worse. Yeah, maybe it was worse than he thought.
Yeah, what were you eating?
MyMoods は Absolutely No Drugs です。つまり安心して吸えるポッド系ベープです。今日は僕のミュージシャンの仲間に MyMoods を味見してもらいます。操作もめちゃくちゃ簡単で、ポッドを差し込むだけで吸えます。
ありがとう。
面倒なボタン操作もなし、気分によっていつでもフレーバーを変えられます。本体もタイプ C 充電で繰り返し使える。
いただきます。
しかも15分ほどでフル充電。
スムーズ。
超美味しい。なんか嫌な感じじゃなくて超美味しい。お菓子みたいな感じ。
味がいいですね。とにかく。
Flavor so good. And this man. Oh.
水蒸気なので有害な成分であるタールが含まれていない上に匂いもつかないし、着色の心配もありません。キスも欲しい。これを入れるだけ。
これ何味？
アクアっていうやつ。
いただきます。
そしてクーポンコード FT30 を適用すれば最大 45% オフでゲットできます。
でもすごいライチっぽくて美味しいです。That's really yummy.
ぜひ概要欄から MyMoods をゲットしてください。
I had a really similar injury, and I was back in like 5 months, 6 months.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it was worse. Yeah, maybe it was worse than he thought.
Yeah, what were you eating? It was all that DHEA.
Yeah. Juicing. No, this is when I was younger, though. I was like 16 when that happened.
Well, I mean, like the natural testosterone, but like as far as like that kind of stuff, like you live a very healthy life. Like you said, you drink like twice a year, and like
So rare. I never drink alcohol. I really don't eat any processed foods.
Yeah.
I don't eat sweets. I eat like just natural foods, you know?
yeah. So like very healthy life for a very long time. What would you say? You're 29 right now.
29.
Yeah, you've been living like that for up to this point. So like you would heal faster than a guy like Hiramoto. Just like, you know, Hiramoto, he's a top athlete, but he doesn't really live like the strict athlete kind of lifestyle, let's say.
He likes to drink some beers.
Yeah, he likes to party and likes to drink beers. He's a human being, so like in that aspect, obviously you're gonna heal faster if you just like a monk.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that'll make a difference. Plus, we have so much like and I'm sure Japan does too. But like resources, like I use a hyperbaric chamber a lot. I use like red light and cold baths, and like I do all that like very often.
Right.
So I think that helps with like just general recovery.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully Hiramoto can recover fully and well and soon. Shoulders are very complicated though, right? It's a complicated area to get injured.
As a striker, I mean, as a wrestler, like basically wrestlers just pull, right? So like it's pull strength. So like my shoulder wasn't that big of a deal, but I'm sure like having to always extend your arm and be striking and being able to like break through the scar tissue and keep a good range of motion. Yeah, probably he might have had some more challenges. I would guess like whenever we see him come back, we might see a bit of fatigue, like shoulder fatigue, just from if he's throwing volume or anything like that. Keeping his hands up, and I don't know. I think he's in Vegas right now, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah, he is. He was at the fight, I think, Garcia and Barrios. I'm gonna see him sometime next month, but I'll ask him about his injury. But it's true, you mentioned like if you haven't been using your arm for like what is it? Has it been a year? Almost a year?
Yeah.
More than a year?
Yeah.
It's gotta be weak compared to your other arm. Like,
yeah. I would think like just like for fighting, the conditioning, like in the fatigue, I think you really have to condition hard. Strength training, I'm sure his actual muscle strength will come back pretty fast.
Okay.
But yeah, probably like to fight, I would think like you'd have to have good conditioning.
Yeah. How would you actually? I'm not even gonna ask. It's gonna go way too far. But how would you even like? What do you do? Train one arm? Like, what would you do?
Just lots of rehab. Like you have to have like a good rehab protocol. I mean, ideally like. If I were a Japanese fighter and I got injured, I'd be trying to do my best to get into a UFC facility and, just doing my whole rehab at a UFC facility and paying for it. Because I think you can pay for it out of pocket. If you're taking your career seriously, that's what I think I would do.
I'm sure Hiramoto is taking the proper steps, I hope. A professional athlete makes his living from that. You should be trying.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to rehab and doing all that. I hope so.
Well, that's the thing though, with that situation, if there really is going to be a rematch with him and Mikuru, if I was Mikuru, I'd want the rematch as soon as possible. I would be pushing for it as soon as possible. I wouldn't want Ren to get a practice fight before me.
Right. That would be the move to do. It's true.
That'd be my strategy if I was pushing for it. But yeah, we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen.
We need a warm-up match for Ren, though. At least one.
Well, how did he knocked Mikuru out in 2 minutes? What do you need to warm up for?
Just a warm-up fight. The fight would be bigger with a warm-up fight, Billy.
I think we might see Hiramoto and Mikuru in July.
Just jump right into it.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, I don't know, but it makes sense.
I mean, it would be the biggest event. For Hiramoto, he'd probably want a warm-up match, but then, like you said, Mikuru, it's better for him if you just, made him jump right into it.
Yeah, so who knows? Who knows?
It's interesting. So if that did happen, who would you give the advantage to?
I don't know. I think Mikuru would take the fight really seriously. And I think he's also got like a good mind and eye for the sport. So I think he'd probably find his like where he made mistakes in his previous fight and make adjustments to it. But I don't really think grappling would be a component to it. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I think Ren would probably be able to keep it on the feet. So yeah, I still think it's 50-50,
All right, that's interesting.
Maybe I think Ren would still have the advantage.
Okay, stuff to take down. Well, if it's on the feet, everyone kind of thinks Ren has a big advantage in that aspect. But if Mikuru was to win, I guess we would all imagine, well, he just kind of takes him down and holds him like he did to Suzuki Chihiro.
Yeah, and that's so, you're right. That just blows my mind. I like look back at that. I've watched that fight a couple times with Chihiro, and I'm like just so unimpressed by it. Like I couldn't believe that that's what happened.
Oh, to Chihiro?
Yeah, like I mean, great job for Mikuru. He obviously like controlled him on top, but I was like, wow, that's lame. That was a terrible fight.
Yeah, the thing was, what was it? Suzuki Chihiro, I think he had a hard fight before that. Who did he fight? I think he fought Daltovec like a couple of months before that. And that was one of the things where like, oh, Suzuki Chihiro wasn't in the best condition and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Very possible. Who knows? But it was good in the end because Mikuru was able to win and then he beat Kurevuru and then he was able to go on that run, right? So
Exactly. And I think, you know, obviously Mikuru's like kind of coming into his own. Like his grappling has improved, and yeah, I mean, who knows who he'll fight either. Like kind of interested by it.
Yeah, I mean, Ren would obviously be the biggest fight.
That's the
right?
only one I want to see. Yeah,
I think we all want to see it. Can you imagine all the doping tests and all that kind of all that drama coming in for this one?
For the drama, maybe. Yeah, like that's a fun one. I think like, yeah, those two fighting is a fun one. I think, you know, Kyoma and Hiramoto's a really fun fight.
That's great too.
That's one I'd want to see. Maybe, you know, Kyoma and Mikuru obviously could never fight, but that'd be a fun one.
That would be great too, yeah.
Like just a great story, right? Like teacher and, you know, young guy. So
it's a great like retirement fight for Asakura.
Yeah. And I guess you'd want Kyoma to beat him just so he can kind of carry on the legacy. Yeah, anyways. Lots of good ones coming up.
Hopefully, Ayamoto could jump in that mix there too. It'll be great.
Yeah, he's the dark horse, I think.
All right, so I was wondering, so that weird fight was the Hagiwara one versus the American, I think. You think it was American?
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but yeah, he's from Vegas.
Do you know this fighter fighting Hamasaki? I think she trains at ATT. Natasha?
The Russian chick?
Yeah.
No idea. I mean, that's probably the hope, is right, to set her up to fight Seika.
That's right. That's the one.
Like that's, you know, I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the next tough series is going to be strawweight women. Like supposedly there's a big growth in strawweight women. And like, I mean, I don't think Seika's ever going to go to the UFC, but it would be fun to see her in a show like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think she'd do great in there. It's true.
Yeah, I think she'd do very well. Yeah.
Oh, I actually kind of want to see that. That's interesting. But yeah, probably not going to happen, sadly. But
no.
And then this Natasha, maybe she'll beat Hamasaki, who knows? But it looks like she's kind of brought in here to beat Hamasaki and jump to Seika, who knows?
The girl that she's fighting though, she's tough. You know, she's had some good fights.
Yeah, I think Tsuruya Ray trained at ATT and trained with her too. She's like a dude. She just fucking like comes and like tries to punch me as hard as she can.
Yeah, but that's like, I think a lot of like tough girl fighters, like they come up and they're good. So like they punch hard and like, you know, a guy can't punch them as hard as they want back, but I guess you can punch them in the body hard. So like, I've seen that. Like some of my guys, like especially my flyweight guys that are men, will spar with women. It's like when the women pick up the striking, like you just put them down with calf kicks and body shots, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shogunai.
It's Shogunai, I guess so. It's interesting because I think you'll never have that problem in Japan because Japanese girls don't get that big.
Yeah, you're right.
And that strong. But like girls in America or like Russia, I guess they're actually big enough to like hurt you.
I've seen Seika and I've seen Chihiro Sawada put it on some boys at JTT, right? So I've seen it happen. Like maybe not so much in the striking. I mean, Seika's striking is pretty good, but like in the wrestling and grappling, like I've seen them beat up some of the boys.
I can imagine that. But I guess it's like the striking is true. The girls, even the good, powerful girls, like their striking is just because men and women are different. I can't think of anyone besides maybe like Amanda Nunes that kind of like punches like a dude.
I think Weili Zhang.
Oh yeah, sure. Weili Zhang is pretty. Yeah,
like
true.
Weili Zhang is really good. I think she could beat a lot of dudes. You know.
Right.
I think she could, to be honest with you.
That was the one thing about Reina, you know, Seika's last opponent. She punches hard. Like before MMA, she was a kickboxer. or like called shoot boxer because the promotion's called shoot boxing. Sorry, that's the one. Yeah,
shoot boxing.
Yeah. She KO'd a lot of girls, and like for a girl kickboxer to get KOs is very rare.
When are we gonna see Panchan in RIZIN? Is that her name? Panchan?
Yeah, Panchan. Probably very soon. It seems like RIZIN would pick her up, I would imagine.
She'd be fun in RIZIN.
She would have to do MMA though, so she'll have to make that adjustment. But yeah, she would make some noise, that's for sure. She's very controversial, I guess is the word.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's funny. How much of her history do you know, by the way?
So I heard like she like forged like Kenshin's signature and sold it. And then I also heard that she like made a fake poster and she put it up around Tokyo like she was running for
stuff like that.
So that's all I know about her, but I got to meet her one time actually, and she just made me laugh. She's just kind of funny.
Yeah, she's kind of out there.
So,
she's
cool.
interesting. She's a fit for RIZIN though. That's kind of exactly what the RIZIN likes, those kind of characters.
Yeah, for sure.
It's true. We should see her sometime soon, but she wouldn't be anywhere near like the top competition as far as MMA. She probably wouldn't get that far, I would imagine. As far as the Fukuoka Taikai, the smoker one just really got you. Like, what is this kind of card?
I just think it's kind of lame, but like I guess maybe I give Smoker too much respect. You know, like I know he's really popular. Like I know he's very good, but like I'm not excited for that fight.
Yeah.
But I also kind of have an idea of how good his opponent is. And I think Smoker should smoke him. He should beat him pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's the plan. That's what we need to happen.
But is it like, do the RIZIN fans care? They're like, oh yeah, we need Smoker to get a win, so let's just give him somebody.
Well, the hard fans, everyone kind of knows it, but then like we kind of need him to win to match him up against like a Suzuki Chihiro or like a Yaman or someone like that again. We can't have him coming up after all these losses, right?
Right.
We kind of need him to get one win, and then we could match him up against those big names again, and it's another big fight. I think that's what it is. Like he fought Nishitani too, right? Like, so that was kind of like one of those.
Okay, that makes sense. So he loses the tough ones, and then he wins the ones he should win.
Yeah, and then he goes back and kind of fights these guys that he probably shouldn't be fighting, and loses. I feel bad for him more than anything, I guess.
Well, because he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like, you know, there's something. He's a cool guy. He's a cool character. So it is kind of funny. I mean, didn't he say like he needs to get revenge on JTT or something?
Yes, he said something like that. Who did he lose?
Mikuru would kill him.
Yeah, it wouldn't be competitive, I think.
Well, I guess has Smoker fought Ren? Have they fought?
Yeah, it was actually Ren's debut, MMA debut.
Who won?
Oh, Smoker whooped him. Just took him down and beat him up, and then it was TKO second round, I think.
Smoker took him down?
Yeah, dude, I can't believe you don't know this. It was like,
I mean, maybe I just forgot, but like that would be a fun rematch.
Yeah, exactly. That's a rematch. So that one would be a good one for Ren. Like if he makes a comeback fight against a taxi driver, wins, fight Smoker, and hopefully wins, then fight Mikuru. It's great. Or go straight to Mikuru. That'd be cool too. Okay, yeah, that was Hiramoto Ren's MMA debut. He transferred from K1. So I don't know if you know this, but K1, they're so strict on their contracts. So it's a hard time getting out.
I have heard that.
You have a period of time where you can't fight, and like their fine is just ridiculous to the point where most fighters can't even pay. So they don't have a choice. They just have to stay in K1 is kind of what it is. But then Ren kind of made it out, and he was the first one out of all those K1 fighters to leave K1.
Wow.
Like right now, there's a lot of guys in RIZIN, that were from K1, or a lot of guys went to one championship. But Ren was the first one. Man,
speaking of K1 though, I really would love to see Satari come to RIZIN.
Yeah, he said he was interested. He said he was interested in MMA. He should. He's
athletic.
He's probably having a hard time getting out of that contract as well, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a ridiculous contract they make you sign, is basically what it is.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. And they get them when they're young, so they can never leave, and they just have to keep on re-signing. And I think recently a K1 fighter tried to get out and made the contract public, and that's when everyone we all kind of heard of it, but then we kind of just knew the details, and then now we're like, okay, now we understand why guys leaving K1, like they can't fight for like a year or so after leaving, and they have to pay this massive ass fine.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
So
that
yeah,
sucks.
it sucks. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, Ren, his MMA debut was Smoker, and then he did his whole trash talking, Hiramoto Den thing to build up the fight, and there was a lot of hype, and then he just got his ass whooped so bad.
Oh man.
So bad. He got so much hate for that. And then after that he fought Suzuki Chihiro. That was his second fight, and then he lost again.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and then who did he beat in his third fight? I don't even remember, but I remember he had a really rough start.
Oh, didn't he fight like some grappler that was just laying on his back the whole time?
I think that was Suzuki Chihiro who fought him. It was Imanari, right? The guy who goes for the leg locks.
Sorry.
That age of RIZIN, I guess you weren't around for that time, so.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, like when Kai came to Syndicate, when I was coaching there, like I had no idea who he was. The only RIZIN I ever really watched was, I'm friends with Johnny Case. So like I watched a couple fights prior, and he lost to like Satoshi when I watched him fight.
Yeah.
And in a New Year's Eve event. So that's like the only real guy I watched when in RIZIN.
It makes sense. You wouldn't watch it unless your buddies or your friends or your fighters were in there. It's a whole nother country. It's interesting though, because like fighters know about RIZIN in the States, but fans don't, right? It's kind of that kind of thing.
Well, because I think you'll never get the big name guys. Like you'll never get the big name American fighters until maybe they're past their prime.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got like RIZIN almost got Ryan Bader, but like I think only hardcore fans know Ryan Bader because he's been so far removed from the UFC.
Yeah.
But all the big name fighters, like they go to the UFC, and even like the tough young guys, like we have a lot of really tough young guys and their dreams to be UFC fighters. So like, I think like they probably would never take a fight in RIZIN just out of the risk.
Yeah.
But I do have one guy or two guys that really want to fight in RIZIN. I had a guy, he fought Noah Bay, and I think he beat Noah Bay actually, but Noah Bay got the split decision win. It was a really good fight. Noah Bay did great. His name's Cole Lauren. I really recommend watching the fight. He's a Muay Thai fighter.
Okay.
I would love to see a rematch of them in RIZIN because I think it'd be a fan favorite. Cole's a very cool looking guy, cool character, and he strikes to kill. So I think he knocked down Noah Bay like 3 times, and then Noah Bay knocked him down like 2 or 3 times as well.
Jesus
It was really exciting. Yeah, it was crazy. And Cole's tough. So I mean, it just goes to show how tough Noah Bay is as well. And then I got another kid named Shane Collins. He's the current A1 champ and 559 champ, which are 2 regional shows out. He wants to fight. He said today, he was at the PI, and he's like, Billy, you think I could fight like 1 or 2 times in RIZIN? Like, probably not, but it'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get in unless you like. Yeah, how do you even know? How do you get in? I guess RIZIN, Shingo-san kind of finds you, or you have like connections to the Japanese MMA gyms that go to RIZIN or something along those lines, I guess.
Yeah, it almost seems to be like lately it's kind of a bit of the undesirables, like like not that they aren't great American fighters that are going over there, like they're talented guys, but there's a reason why they're going, like I think Laramie's like a little bit small, so I think that's why he didn't go the UFC route.
Yeah.
I think he's good enough to go the UFC route, but I think that's why he maybe went the RIZIN route.
Yeah.
For an example. Some of my guys even too, like I know like Cody Garbrandt's talked about wanting to fight in RIZIN once he's done in the UFC.
That would be dope.
That could be super fun. And he's like, he's a bantamweight. He'll probably forever be a bantamweight. So there could be a lot of exciting fights,
Yeah, we should match him up with Asakura Kai once he comes back. Because Asakura Kai, he's gonna come back. He's gonna, do his thing in UFC, and RIZIN's his home. He's gonna retire at RIZIN, I feel like. So I think he's gonna have a couple of fights in there before calls his career to an end. So Cody versus Asakura Kai. Bro, that's a massive fight.
Yeah, Cody versus Kai is a fun one. That's a banger. That's a tough fight because they're both gonna just strike to kill.
Yeah.
So, and they're both coming up from flyweight. So I think that's a good fight. I don't think we're gonna see it in the UFC.
No, we won't.
But maybe in RIZIN in the future, that could be cool.
Bro, I would way rather see that in RIZIN than in the UFC.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd also like to see Kai though, and even Cody. Like they're both the styles. Like I don't really care to see them in MMA at all. Like I'd rather see them in kickboxing.
Right. Okay.
Maybe with MMA level guys, but like, and what I'm saying, not now. Like I'm glad they're in MMA now.
Yeah.
But like after the UFC, like I know Cody like really loves boxing, and I think that's where his real interest is. So like maybe even a super fight of like Cody and Tenshin, like in a boxing match.
Right.
Stuff like I think Tenshin's obviously a superstar, but those are fights that would be very exciting.
yeah, I guess if anyone would do that, RIZIN would be the place.
Because they're looking at that point, like you look at Cody, for example, like he's had such an amazing career and he's had rough patches in his career, and you know, like he just wants to have fun.
Right.
So it's like it's not, I don't even know how much it is about like winning and losing. It's more so about just like having fun and like leaving his legacy.
He has no interest in bare knuckle boxing over there in the States.
He does.
Oh God, that sport is so brutal, man.
Let's go Cody and Master Bridge bare knuckle when he's done.
Yeah, and RIZIN, that's dope too.
That'd be fun. That's a cool one.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
The ideas are endless, you know.
Yeah.
But I did see Kai, and everyone's talking about like Kai and Sabatello. If Kai were to come back,
yeah,
that's a fun fight.
Yeah, that's great. That's
a great fight.
Yeah, Sabatello is a great enemy for Asakura Kai because, you know, he's just such a heel and like he's just perfect.
I was like, dude, I was cringing on his the press announcement for Fukuoka.
Yeah.
It was like I just couldn't imagine how what he was saying was going to get translated to Japanese because it was just so much. I was like, how do they even say all this? He is funny though. He I was entertained by it when he's like, well, I'm gonna defend this 87 times. Yeah. Why 87?
He's interesting. I like him. I find him very entertaining. He's a good mix in the RIZIN scene at bantamweight. Sure. I hope he can defend his belt a couple of times. And yeah, Asakura Kai versus Sabatello would be great.
The guy that Sabatello is fighting though in Fukuoka, I like that kid.
Joji.
I hope he does well. Yeah, Joji Goto. I hope he does well. It's a tough fight for him, but I hope he does well.
Yeah, that's an interesting card. So that's on the April one too. So it's a good event.
I should be there. Like I think I'll be in Japan. I don't know whether I'll go to Fukuoka or not, but there's a possibility I stop by.
Let me know if you ever do when your dates are set.
Yeah, I should have my dates pretty soon. I got one of my guys might get booked for a UFC event in April. So if he does, I might delay my trip a little bit, but we'll see.
Speaking of which, Titan Van were officially announced. I'm sure you saw this. So they're gonna do it. Great fight. But what I was thinking was, now that this is decided, that means probably we'll see Horiguchi Cape afterwards, right? That's kind of like naturally that they would probably book that fight.
I think that's how everybody feels. Because I've heard other fighters have been talking about that. So yeah, I think that's probably what's coming.
That's interesting too. By the way, who would be the backup for Taira versus Van fight? Would there be a backup fighter? There usually is one, right, for title matches?
You know, there's not always a backup fighter like directly. So I don't know. I have no idea. Are there any other flyweights on the card?
God, I don't know.
I guess it's a title fight, so they wouldn't put like I don't know, maybe like Brandon Royval.
Okay.
You know, Alex Perez could get the nod.
Okay.
You know, the flyweight division really is so wide open. Like really anybody can get any shot. And that's what I was saying, like even like looking back, like when I know Kai's moving up and he feels better moving up, but I wish he would have stayed because I think like the flyweight division's wide open. Like anybody can get a shot at the title with one win. So I think probably no backup. And if somebody put out right now, like if somebody got hurt right now, there'd probably be a backup opponent.
Right.
But if somebody got hurt a week out, maybe not. Maybe just get moved.
Right. So. Yeah. Hopefully nothing like that would happen though.
Because like look at like Moreno's fighting Loner Kavanaugh, and Loner Kavanaugh isn't even in the top 15 anymore. Like that's crazy. That's a main event this weekend. And Moreno's like 5th or 4th. So the division's wide open. But yeah, I think Horiguchi Cape, I think that's the fight that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, it's a rematch, but in the UFC, so
it's always a good sign. Like I've been seeing Cape at the PI training, so like he's focusing on something, you know.
Right, Cape though. I mean, just his misfortune, or he's just so unlucky with his, you know, his matches. Like he pulled out a couple of times, his opponent pulled out a couple of times. If he was to fight Horiguchi, it would be like, well, is this fight actually gonna happen?
Yeah, and it's like such a big one. I feel bad for Cape. Like I'm not close with him, but I've gotten to know him a little bit, and like he's a good dude, and also I think he's the best fighter in the weight class. But you know, maybe Pantoja until he's beaten, he's the best. But like other than that, I think like Cape's the most deserving. He's put on had a bunch of great fights. Like I'd really love to see him find some success as well.
Yeah, you said Cape was the most deserving, and like when the Taira versus Van fight was announced, I like scrolling through the comments, most of it was like Cape should have got it or Pantoja should have got the shot.
That's just how it goes, and you know, I have a feeling Tetsuro's gonna win. Third time's the charm. Horiguchi lost for the title shot. Kai lost in the title shot. Hopefully third time's the charm and Tetsuro can win.
I hope so. I hope so. I feel like he deserves it. I'm happy he got the shot too.
How big do you think that will be for Japan? Are the fans gonna swing to like really getting behind Taira? Because I feel like he's still not that supported by Japanese fans comparable to other fighters.
The thing is, most Japanese fans are supporting Horiguchi a lot because of his work in RIZIN.
Right.
So Taira is not as supported as Horiguchi, but if he became UFC champion, it'd be interesting. It would make big news, but I'm not sure if all the Japanese fans be like, yeah, let's go Taira, UFC champion. I think if the Horiguchi and Taira fight did happen, most of the Japanese fans would probably support Horiguchi. In my personal opinion, I think Horiguchi has more fans than Taira. It's just simply that.
Right. Yeah, I can see like in a head-to-head matchup for sure. I could see like, Horiguchi or Kai or like one of the guys that has like a big history in RIZIN have the fan support. But like what happens if Taira does go and become the first Japanese champion?
Oh, well, I mean, he'd make history, that's for sure, because there's only one first, right? He'll go down in the history books, but I'm not sure if that would, I mean, it's hard to say. I can't even imagine because it never happened before. A Japanese champion.
Well, I wonder if it just changes the landscape. I wonder if even if the fans don't move, like maybe it'll be like more fighters in Japan will just want to go the UFC route,
I would imagine not so much. I think it's hard to beat that RIZIN marketing and the appeal to go to RIZIN.
You're right.
Especially because, I mean, you get the fame and they do a good job of promoting. It looks like you get your fight money, your fight purse is big in RIZIN. It's just more attractive than UFC, to be honest, in Japan.
Yeah, UFC is like, that's the hard road.
Yeah, if Taira, wins the belt and then on his Instagram, he's like on a yacht with like 5 models and stuff like that, then who knows what would happen, But that's what it is. It's simply that, I feel like. It's just the lure of RIZIN, the top fighters in RIZIN, like Hagiwara, Ren, Asakura Mikuru, they just like got flaunting their money and doing, the SNS stuff. And then the Japanese fighters in UFC don't do that. So, young people just go for the glamour, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so like with one coming into Japan, that I think it's gonna change the Japanese格闘技game a lot in the next like 3 years or so. I think most people are underestimating one, but they're gonna move hard, I feel like, to take the Japanese market.
Well, I think absolutely, and I think they're going to get a lot of good fighters, but I would think that they're probably going to get a lot of like the undesirables. Not that they're not good fighters, but like the guys that RIZIN didn't want.
Yeah, possibly, but I guess we'll see how good RIZIN were treating their fighters, because if they weren't treating them well, one offers them a better deal. They have some negotiations they can make with RIZIN and with one as well. Yeah. I feel like fighters will go where the money is biggest. That's just me. And if one offers,
but what if the sponsor's bigger? So if RIZIN has more eyes on it, then sponsors are going to support guys that are in RIZIN, not guys in one.
It's true. So one will have to do their thing there. They'll have to find a way to promote it. But this is the thing: if one can get on TV, national TV in Japan, they would. I think that is the key. They can get bigger than RIZIN if they can get on TV. Got it. Because RIZIN can't get on TV. They were on it. Really? They were on it, and then because of the how should I say this? The background stuff, they kind of got cut. And that's when it went to pay-per-view.
Okay.
Yeah, so if one can find a way on national TV, they can, like, as far as the audience they can access would be massive.
Yeah, like right now, I don't know what male fighters that they have that I am very interested in watching fight, but they have some female fighters that I think are very, could be very interesting. I think we'd like to see in RIZIN, and like I'd like to see like Chihiro Sawada. I'd like to see her in RIZIN. I'd like to see. I think the girl that she just fought, that she's a Japanese girl. I can't remember her name. Yeah, I'd like to see a couple of them in RIZIN.
Yeah, everyone like what you just said. We want to see these fighters in RIZIN, but they're gonna have to find some stars or make stars during this 5-year period. And they're gonna have to do it pretty fast, I guess. But seems like they have a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
one thing
for
that
sure,
seems like
for
they have. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I would imagine they'll come and try to take some of RIZIN fighters, but we'll see how that goes. RIZIN will try to do the same because RIZIN they want to dominate this market.
Yeah, but who do they have like that would even make a difference? Like, is Wakamatsu like even? Do people in Japan know who that is?
No, Wakamatsu, we know his name, but if we can get someone from RIZIN to fight Wakamatsu in one, we'll be interested.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you got a Ryzen flyweight to go over to one and fight him, that would be interesting.
Right, so that's what I would imagine. That's kind of the stuff they would want to do.
Yeah, I think maybe it's 5 years down the road. Maybe
It'll take some time. Yeah, or they can try to make kickboxing the thing and ditch MMA. I mean, as far as one goes, because they can dominate the kickboxing scene.
One kickboxing is awesome.
Yeah, it's high level. And kickboxers, they can actually make a living if they can make it to the top in one, which is great.
Oh, didn't Ampo just fought?
Ampo fought in one. Ampo fought in one.
Yeah, that's a big star, Japanese star going over there.
Yeah, that's one.
I'm bummed that we didn't see Ampo more though in Ryzen. Like I felt like we could have.
Yeah, he did like MMA once, right?
Yeah, but that's like, I mean, I don't know. I think like on paper that matchup made sense because we thought that Kubo Yuta would have just been striking with him. But
Yeah,
I guess
right,
he also
that's right.
trains at like, he trains at Brave Gym where like they're good at wrestling and good at grappling. So it makes sense that that's what he did. But like, it'd be fun to see Ampo against like a Yeah Man or like, I mean, I don't know if he can even make featherweight anymore, but like just a striker would be fun.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of good matchups for him in RIZIN, but like, I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. I'm interested though, and it's great for the martial arts scene, Kakutogi scene overall. I feel like for the athletes to have an option, not just RIZIN, and they can have one as well.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's kind of it. That's we covered a lot of topics
For sure. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, me too. Once chef's opponents and like the whole card is done for April, if you have time, of course, you're gonna be pretty busy.
Yeah, hopefully we could do one in person if I'm out there.
Yeah, for sure. That would be dope. We have to.
That'd be fun.
We have to.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I like I said, I hope to be out there for a couple weeks in April, and yeah, we'll get. If I'm out there, I'll be in Tokyo, so we'll get together.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, man. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good night. Take care.
Yeah, later. See ya.
Bye.